Well, twice impeached, criminally convicted con man in chief Donald Trump, boy, he lost it when a reporter attempted to compare his excuse that a staffer posted the racist video image depicting President Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, as apes. And the reporter said that, well, wait a minute, you kept saying President Joe Biden was unaware of actions he took in his name, but what about you? Roland.
You frequently criticize Joe Biden for not knowing what is going on in his name. This racist video that was posted on your social media.
I'm a hell of a lot better than you do. You don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. No, Joe Biden didn't have a clue, but we know everything. And when you look at what's happening with our economy, and think of it, we're way years ahead of schedule. We have thousands and thousands of businesses being built right now. So Joe Biden had no clue. If Joe Biden were elected or if Kamala were elected, we wouldn't have a country right now.
You won the election because of minority voters. Does this post maybe hurt Republicans with, black voters after the...
I think, look, we did criminal justice reform. I did the historically black colleges and universities. I got them funded. Nobody has been, and that's why I got the highest vote with male black voters that they've seen in many, many decades. I've done great with the black voters. Have been great to me. I've been great to them. Black voters have been great to me. I've been great to them. And I am, by the way, the least racist president you've had in a long time, as far as I'm concerned. We have, I've had a great relation. Think of what I've done. Criminal justice reform. Nobody else could do it. Obama couldn't do it. Nobody could do it. Clinton couldn't do it. They actually went the other way. They went into a very bad thing for African-American people, black people. They did very bad things. I did very good things. But criminal justice reform, and then I funded the universities, which nobody else was willing to do. They were going every year. They'd come back to Washington, and they'd be begging for money, begging. I got to be friendly with some of the heads of the schools, and they would come back and they would literally tell me they're forcing us to beg. I'm the one that got them long-term financing and more than they were looking for. So there's nobody that's done more. And I think maybe more than anything else was criminal justice reform. They've been trying to get it for years, and I'm the one that got it done. So nobody can tell me about that. That somebody posts, a staffer, posts, and I knew it was all about, if you take a look at that and see the whole thing, it was a small section at the very end, but that was about fraudulent elections, which we have a lot of them. We're going to get it stopped. And I liked the beginning. I saw it and just passed it on. And I guess probably nobody reviewed the end of it, because what I saw at the beginning was really, really strong. It was about fraudulent elections. And anytime I see that stuff, and when it's credible, you put it up. But somebody slipped and missed a very small part. Now, by the way, again, a takeoff one, I guess. I didn't do it, by the way. This was done by somebody else. This was a retruth. That was not done by us. But that was a very strong truth. It was a very strong statement made about the fraudulent elections in a certain part of our country, which are really bad.
Y'all, his ass just straight ass lying. I mean, just lie, 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 lie. It's all a lie. First of all, let me remind y'all, okay? Criminal justice reform, Democrats control the House. It was Hakeem Jeffries that pushed that through the House, and then when it went to the Senate, you had Democrats Dick Durbin, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, who said, oh, this bill is too weak. You even had Republican Chuck Grassley, head of the Senate Judiciary Committee, saying, bill got to get improved. That's how it got passed. What Donald Trump just said about HBCUs, flat out lie. Oh, I got long-term financing. No, he did not. Y'all, he even know what the hell that bill was about. That bill was led by Congresswoman Alma Adams of North Carolina. Yep. She was the co-chair of the Congressional HBCU Caucus. Go to my iPad. Okay? This is where Trump is lying. What he's talking about is the Future Act. Okay? The Future Act first came under George W. Bush. It was renewed under Obama. Then it expired. So when he keeps talking about he got them long-term financing, no, that bill was about $250 million. $85 million of that went to HBCUs. That's it. That ain't long-term financing, y'all. He's just lying. He's lying. He didn't know jack about this bill. It was Congressman Alma Adams who drove the bill through. Those just facts. So I'm like, bro, you can keep sitting here lying. Oh, by the way, $17 billion went to HBCUs under Biden-Harris. Trump can't even get close to that number. The fact of the matter is, he knew about the damn video. He knew about it, Jolanda. He's lying. And we all know what's going on here. Okay? He doesn't accept responsibility. He refused to apologize. Yes, he is a racist. That's what he is. And so, please, I'm trying to handle this crap. Again, and these right-wingers just love to kiss his ass, and including some of these silly Negroes who stand back him as well.
And so, first of all, what does bad elections have to do with what is it? It was based on, what's that movie with Mufasa? The Lion King, where he had himself be a king with very bad graphics, I might add. What does that have to do with, like, not truthful elections? So even his lie didn't make sense. He was wrong on the details of his lie. And who wants to take a president seriously who comes out on his social media things about the Lion King with people's faces superimposed on bodies? So nothing about it was serious, except for he was seriously racist and evil to Black people. And I don't know when we're going to accept, I guess, people generally, that he's racist. He just is. I think most of Black people understand that he's racist, but white folks continue to excuse his behavior and try to explain it away with jokes. And these jokes are not funny, even when they're doing that. So he's racist. I agree with you, Roland.
On the Congo?
You know, every week he gives people more fodder that we should be using to bring to these corporations, to bring to these organizations, all these places that have caved to this guy. Like, this is the guy you wanted to cancel your DEI programs for, the guy who's putting on images of the Obamas as apes. Y'all are cool with that? You must be cool with it because you haven't made a statement about it. So we know we need to keep that pressure on because a racist is going to racist. And what we're doing in this country, unfortunately, is we treat Trump's actions like school shootings. Everybody gets uproar for a couple of days, thoughts and prayers and so on, and then people move on to the next story. So unlike, what we do here where we call it out regularly, folks across the country, oh my gosh, this was sad, this is messed up, Tim Scott, most racist thing I've ever seen. But then they make no demands and they go right back to business as usual. And that becomes part of the problem. The fact of the matter is that there's only like 3 people who have access to Trump's account, like him, Scavino, and Harp or something like that. This went out at like 11:45 p.m., similar to our last story. If this was a random person who put it out, who is it? Did they get fired? Was there anything? This is Trump. This is Trump who did it. They took it down like 12 hours later. And then you got people in the White House said, he's not racist. Didn't you see him standing side by side with Nicki Minaj and holding hands? Like this is what they're literally saying. And then they'll make up stories about how he does everything for Black people. And too many folks in these press outlets who are in front of him don't have enough knowledge to be able to say, well, Biden actually gave $17 billion. So I'm concerned that people are not going to be talking about this a week later, even by the end of this week or even midweek. But this is fodder that we can use to pressure more of the organizations and corporations and schools and people that support him to force them to call him out, or they suffer more consequences from us, similar to what's happened with Target.
Thelma, here's what I thought was utterly hilarious on Friday. Now, the video was posted in the early hours on Friday. A lot of pressure. Probably was shortly after noon the video got taken down. But it was amazing to me how these scared Negroes waited late. So, for instance, this Trump Black preacher, Kelvin Kobaris, he is the pastor of New Life Christian International Church in Plant City, Florida. This is who he is. Now, I said it was taken down shortly after noon. Then This fool drops this statement at 10 p.m. The post depicting former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as apes on Truth Social was despicable and disgusting. While a White House staffer was responsible for posting it, those of us in leadership understand we are ultimately accountable for the actions of our subordinates. Rather than joining the rage on social media, I addressed my concerns directly with the White House and encouraged the president to publicly denounce the post and work to heal and unite our community. #BridgeBuilder. Negro, you weighed in 10 hours later. And you likely ran your statement by the White House before releasing it. How you gonna call yourself a bridge builder and then it's like, oh, I encourage the president to publicly denounce the post? First of all, that video of Trump talking, hell, that was taken before his statement even went out. So, and Trump did not denounce the post, and he damn sure ain't working to heal and unite. But see, this is what happens again when you got these folk we can call the help. Then you also had that little MAGA Negro out of Detroit, Lorenzo Sewell. Everyone makes posts they regret. A little folly casts out much wisdom. But please don't think Black Americans who live in majority Black cities even know what Truth Social is. It is extremely disingenuous to suggest Americans care about Black people. Huh? Black Americans don't need anyone to care for us. We just need to learn how to care for ourselves. Lorenzo, Black people have already figured out how to care for ourselves. We're the second largest investors in our country, and we need a return on that investment. Really? Ask Ramon Action Jackson, my political minister. I don't even know what the hell that statement is. Tell me, go ahead.
Jackson.
Listen, you said one thing that absolutely makes sense about him when you say he weighed in, and he weighed in overweight. And that's the problem. You gave that overweight excuse to the most deplorable president of this time to allow him to be a racist. And then the audacity for you to say, oh, it's the staffer. You don't even know the damn staffer because it ain't no damn staffer. So now you're making up facts just like him. And it makes absolutely no sense for these Negroes to get on the internet, Beyonce's internet, with these lies as if they want us to buy in when they ain't the truth, even though if it's coming from Truth Social or not. And when he goes on about this criminal justice reform, like he's trying to appeal to the Black people because we know why criminal justice was set up to continue to enslave us. Coming from a 34-count felon, he is a certified pedophile. He's trying to lock up Tish James for prosecuting him. He went after Marilyn Mosby. He also wants to go after Jack Smith because Jack Smith was like, we need to indict him, but the Biden administration failed. Then you go after James Comey because he revealed the plot and the plan and the scheme for Russia, even though he fucked us up too. Then you go after the freedom of press because you see Black media coming out and you see our voices, because when we put that sauce on it, people listen. And he was like, nah, I can't have that sauce because they getting too much traction. They telling too much truth. So you want to go and arrest them unlawfully, not to mention you got the most unqualified prosecutors that are around the DOJ stinking it up. And you talking about criminal justice reform, but you protecting pedophiles. You protecting everything in you from them Epstein files because you went around talking about the Haitians eating the dogs and the cats. But in them Epstein files, he's talking about y'all eating the babies and humans. So be very for real. He is doing this tailspin because he don't want us to know what's in these fucking Epstein files, and he's trying to figure out how to draw these Black people offside, and we ain't getting drawn offside because y'all ain't gonna put us in the business. We just want y'all to do what y'all gonna do, and if we have to show up, we gonna show up every time, but release them damn files.
Well, it is so hilarious to watch these folks who do lots of dancing.